Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our EIC ACCESS Info Session 11. This time we focus on business acceleration for EIC-backed innovators. My name is Cristina Zumacero. I'm part of the Euroquity team supporting the deployment of this EIC ACCESS Plus co-financing scheme. I'm very happy to welcome all of you to this presentation. I had the chance to invite many EIC partners that accepted to join us today. I hope today it will be very insightful for you. Without further delay, I would like to introduce Gisela Sons, a project advisor at the European Innovation Council.
Thank you very much, Cristina. So my name is Gisela Santos. I work at the European Innovation Council in the team of the Business Acceleration Services responsible for this Ecosystem Partnership program. So it's always a great pleasure to open these info sessions where we have the possibility of having EIC partners presenting their services to all our EIC beneficiaries interested in this business acceleration service that we put forward to our community. Besides the funding, we at the Business Acceleration Services, we try to have this kind of support that goes beyond the grants and to help you really develop your innovations in the way that you need, according to your needs, your business models, and our EIC partners are there to help you understand in which areas they can support you. So big thanks to our 7 partners present today, presenting their services, their expertise to our beneficiaries. I hope those companies, innovators here today can benefit in some way or another of those services present. So I'm wishing you a very fruitful session, and I will be around also if there are afterwards some Q&As for us at the EIC.
Thank you very much, Gisela. We will now continue with introducing Dóra Inre, official contractor of the European Innovation Council.
Thank you very much. So I'm Beata. I'm happy to be here with you today. We together with my colleague Adam, we are the new contractors who are responsible running the EIC Ecosystem Partnership Program. And I will tell you briefly about how our program looks like. The Ecosystem Partnership Program is funded by EIC, and the core idea behind this that EIC offers these access specialized services. And how it's done through the Service Catalogue. So the Service Catalogue was established to provide access for the specialized services. There are more than 274 organizations listed there, and over 637 services. It's organized in 11 different service categories. And then what you find essentially, you see multiple service providers from different countries. These service providers, we call them EIC Partners. Very important to note that you can contact the providers through our platform, but only the first contact is facilitated through the platform. I highly encourage you, if you have any kind of specific needs that is not yet listed on the platform, please reach out to us. This brief actually gives you a very detailed guidance about how to navigate on the website, and also about how can you access the Access Plus co-funding scheme. And beside this, if you have any question, you see here our email address as well. We have also a brief introductory video you can watch, and we organize different events like info sessions. Also, we going to organize thematic matchmaking events. That's it, briefly, what I wanted to share with you today. And I'm happy to be here. And if you need any support, we are try our best to solve all your issues.
Thank you, Beata. we would like to start now with the presentation of Maria Jose. Maria Jose is representing Ariane International, and she invited today Claudia Said, represented CKI Medical.
Good morning. My name is Maria Jose Borreguero from Ariane International, and today we will speak about the importance of a clear international roadmap for deep tech companies. Deep companies face a big paradigm. After high investments in R&D, most of them meet teeny domestic markets. Leaving a global expansion is almost the only option that they have. But global market has we have to consider other aspects that to do this strategy, like is time to market or the optimum moment for that, for a real demand. It means that in the deep tech sector, time is everything, and you cannot afford to invest in the wrong market. But also, global market offers you another important thing. This is the risk diversification, not only a geographical, but also a sector diversification, because the use of your technology could be different depending of the market. But take decision in this environment, it's not easy at all. There are so huge amount of information, and it requires a rigorous methodology and robust algorithm. Too often, business starts the internationalization process using single country studies, but the real insights came from comparative intelligence and identifying the best balance between opportunity and risks. It means that with the right tools, this complexity could become a competitive advantage for your company if you can manage it. About Ariane approach, I can say that we have three core methodologies, or we use these three methodologies: data-driven business intelligence, design thinking, but also lead management in order to validate the results that we obtain. And all this process is guided by focusing coaching. That is important to overcome inertia and moving beyond the trial and error methodology. Here we have a resume of our services offered through the EIC Service Catalogue and granted by the Access Plus program. The full service include the diagnosis, intelligence, and also a strategy applying the methodology that we explained before. Some words about Ariane International. We are a strategic consultancy company placed in the Science Park of Barcelona. We have given more than 300 companies in their internationalization process. And we are specialized in deep tech companies, most of them from health area, but also other deep tech areas such as energy or photonics or biotech. And we are proud that more than 44% of our clients are women-led companies.
Thank you, Maria Jose. I now invite Dóra, representing their innovations.
Thank you, Christine, and welcome. All right, so every great deep tech company starts with a breakthrough in the lab. Maybe you see a way to cure a disease, to change the world, to change society. But maybe also you hit the wall of why investors don't get the tech, the idea. Maybe you receive some feedback about the go-to-market strategy or your cap table or your valuation. Cannot comprehend how come they don't understand. And this is why we at Their Innovation exist, because simply the world cannot afford that your science, which is potentially changing the world, stays in the lab. So actually we specialize in the high-stakes journey from the lab breakthrough to the market, in partnership with the EIC. So we prepared our service portfolio in a way that it fits your support needs. Here on the slide, you can see the traditional startup journey from ideation to the market and also to scaling up and the deep tech startup journey. So first of all, let's note one thing, that the market entry timelines are different. So when you probably hear about big startup exits and successes, it could be that you hear more about the traditional startups, and often you need to wait longer to hear about a big success for a deep tech startup. Also, another thing to note is the valley of death in the deep tech startup, which is longer because of the longer timelines, the different risk profile, and more capital that you need to do the validations, to go through the clinical trials and all the regulatory steps that you need to do. So how we designed our support is we took a look into what are the needs of the EIC beneficiaries. So here we listed the needs from the Pathfinder through the 3 big programs, and also inserted pre-accelerator and STEP. And you can see here the needs, typical needs of the startups in these programs. And here you can see that our first support service, which is called the Academy of Health Unicorns, is designed to help Pathfinder teams, consortium partners, to build their strong venture foundations. And then if you move from the Pathfinder to the transition or to the other upcoming programs, then we designed the Insight program, which is a deep tech strategic due diligence program. It is a short one, and in 3 steps, which are very clear, you know where you are and what are your next steps in terms of technology, business, and regulatory. So it gives you and your potential investor a comprehensive picture of your pathway. We designed one other service, which is called One Up. It is a strategic mentoring service, one-on-one, which covers topics such as valuation, go-to-market strategy, due diligence, mastering the term sheet, mastering your financials. Basically, very briefly about the Academy of Health Unicorns, it is a cohort-based 8 weeks long online training with the goal of equipping researchers with the commercial mindset to lead health tech spin-offs. So it's, as the name tells you, it is directed to health technologies, biotechnology, and also medtech companies. What will you gain when you come out of the program is business clarity, understand your commercialization pathway and next steps, and be able to secure funding. About the Insight, which is the deep tech strategic due diligence, our aim here is to help you increase the investors' trust. So basically, to transform your roadmap for the deep tech startup into an investment case that the investors also understand. So it speaks their language. This is an online assessment. And then we have an expert meeting and discussion of the findings and also your goals and the next steps. And then you will receive a detailed analysis and insights of your venture's health and the next steps. What will you gain in a commercialization roadmap? Data room review and validation, and be able to be convincing to investors. And our third service is the most tailored to your needs. It is a strategic mentoring service called One Up. It is also a 3-stepped pathway. However, you will receive practical guidance in business modeling, pitch deck, commercialization roadmap, techno-economic analysis, and leadership and negotiations to secure partnerships and the investments that you may need. So at the end of the program, you will have clarity on how much your company could value. Also understanding the key points, very important things of term sheet negotiations. What is your room for maneuver? You will have a go-to-market strategy, which is clear, understandable, and speaks also the investor language. You will also have understanding of partnership development, and we also do some introductions to our partners. And we will cover financial modeling, which is not always quite self-comprehensive for startups with a scientific background mainly. Here you can have an idea of the partnership that I was talking about. From all across Europe, and especially from the widening region, we have worked with more than 290 early stage deep tech startups who raised collectively more than 100 million euros as of this month. So we are very excited to start working with you on your needs, on helping you become investment ready. Then here you can see my email. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dóra. I would like to now welcome Satu, representing incXso.
Thank you, Christina, for organizing the event today as well. My name is Satu Peltonen. I'm representing incXso today, and we have a very different approach to internationalization because we are very focused on healthcare sector, basically medical devices, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, digital, and anything related. So basically what we do is we like to take a collaborative approach with the teams, for example. And what we always want to do is focus on developing our services as well, because the market is ever changing and the needs are ever changing. As always, also the technology and innovations are very specific. So there's like not one solution for all in this area. And also as an example from our development on this, we are now working on addition in this UK responsible person into our services. So basically, if you are an EU-based medical device manufacturer, for example, and you want to go to the UK market, then you will need a UK responsible personnel for that. Like I said, we are very straightforward. So what we do is de-engineering and anything you need in code development, basically. For us, very important things are integration, say, by the safe design. Also, anything you need to need for patient safety, but also for international device design. So basically, if you are designing a device for European market or the Japanese market, the requirements for the people, for the users are very different. And those are usually things that we already take into consideration on very early steps. All right. So basically, anything you need from very early stage support to make your device compliant and capture all the requirements for EU market, US market, or APAC, for example. Those are things that we do. So basically, in our team, we have very deep roots in medical technology design and development. So we know what we talk about in this case. And here is a very short, examples what we do. For example, if you have a very early stage, you are looking where to do your clinical studies, for example, you have a target market in mind, and we are looking at what is the best way to do the clinical trials, for example, first in human trials, and also considering what kind of R&D cost structures you need, new scenarios maybe to extend your development scenarios, and also, of course, considering the fundraising map with the clinical design together is one very important factor. And then also one of the most important things is that if you have device or innovation you are bringing into the market, then reimbursement is one major hurdle that you have to overcome. In this case, what you need is when you're doing your clinical design, for example, then you have to already consider clinical economic packages, for example. And then when you are doing your planning for piloting, so I'm doing very specific things here. So one of those things that we also consider is early revenue generation. So basically we go case by case. We look what are the countries in your site, where are the best piloting programs, for example, what is the best way to go in this piloting program, how it will open doors to these markets, how do you make the clinical economic evidence to make sure that you get permanent reimbursement in that country. So these are the things that we do. And this is all aligned with the technical dossiers basically what you need to have a regulatory submission, but also permanent reimbursement in that target market. Then our new initiative is the MedTech Forum, basically. So this is something we have been deciding for a while, and to our date, we just had, let's say, our first event. What we are doing here is basically supporting internationalization via different forums. So we are planning our next stages in Singapore, South Korea, or Japan. For us, what is the most important here is that those who are aiming for these countries have realistic expectations from that country. For example, if we take Japan, in Japan there are many startup hubs, for example, who are supporting European companies, but they often come in this very early determination because expectations do not meet. So basically you have to understand the market to go into that country, and especially in medical technology, that is even more than in other areas, basically. But what we have is something we are developing on this direction, also to facilitate meetings with hospital, clinical design, and all of those what you need to have if you are considering establishing permanent relationship into another country. So all I can say and conclude is that what we aim is here is to align your road from early stages to market expansion, so that you have everything what you need from patient safety, regulatory design, clinical design, and also that you have your network that you can actually use to have a hospital integration in those countries where you're aiming at.
Thank you very much, Sad. Then I would like to introduce Elena from EIC Group Accelerator.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to meet you today, to meet EIC colleagues and to meet EIC beneficiaries. So the correct name of the company is EIC Group Corporate Accelerator or EIC Group. And we are a provider for EIC since 2024. So brief information about us. We are a classical accelerator. We have plenty of cohorts, mostly in Eastern Europe, but we also organize scaling to United States market. So we are active in 4 more locations. It's Poland, Warsaw, United States, Washington, D.C. We are registered there, in Ukraine, Kyiv, and in Belgium. According to Financial Times, we are recognized as one of top 30 accelerators in 2025 and 2026 years. It's based on our activity. So what is special about our accelerator? We try to deliver hands-on experience to startups, very practical. We try to build pilots in case startup needs to work with some corporations, or in case you need data set, or in case you need some permissions. So basically, this is our work. And we work as part of your team. You give us tasks, and we can deliver actually results to you. What is important? All our team has background in business, mostly in Big Four, in management consulting, in financial institutions like Ph.D. and so on. So, and that's why we are actually focusing on business expertise, to delivering business expertise to deep tech startups. So this is our 3 main services. We help with market entry, internationalization, and we help on those markets where we're present. And I want also to focus your attention, especially in the United States. I will come to it a little bit later. So we are helping with market intelligence, which is actually a big deal for many startups. And of course, finance and fundraising is one of our key services. So you can see that here is like our cohorts and our presence in those locations. So it's like 3rd year working with startups. We already delivered program for tech to market. We had a bunch of startups and it was quite successful with high satisfaction rate with startups. Most of them were from different countries with a lot of inquiries for improvement, especially in marketing and finance. So this is again what you will get according to each services, right? So basically our approach to work, we work as a part of the team and we have weekly calls with startups and we follow whether we are on track, what you expect or not. So it's very close communication and it's great opportunity to startup to employ like additional 5 people who will actually work on scaling. What I want to point out that we started a very exciting program scaling to United States, acceleration in US market. Basically, all deep tech startups can apply and we will put it like a part of internationalization services and like market entry to United States. We make it physically, so we expect 1 week travel there and physical meetings with related parties whom we will select especially for our startups. So this is very much like practical in-person program to build your network. We have startups who traveled with us in agri-tech industry, in, let me see, biotech. So we have contacts there that might be already useful for your scaling. Looking for the services, you can see what we do actually for our startups. If we help with market entry, we help with first clients in case we have them on this market. We help them build a relationship with corporates locally, and we actually build a strategy for scaling. If we speak about fundraising, this is classical services that actually are done also by other providers like Big Four. We build a financial model, we build due diligence and data room, we build the process applying of grants. So basically we do it a lot on behalf of our startups. And again, if you see market intelligence, we provide you further information. So this is our 2 startups. We are in process now, agri-tech and biotech, Basagra company and Solar Gaps company. So Basagra is a startup that actually works with pesticides, and they are present in Spain, Lithuania, all Baltic states, Germany, and so on. And they are targeting to scale to United States. We help them by building a pilot in Northern Carolina with local farmers, and they tested the product. And the results was that they checked the categorization of the product, and they found the way how to enter the market quicker without an FDA approval. So basically, some parts of the products could be sold as biological supplements, not like pesticides. So it eliminates FDA troubles and barriers, and startups can scale in this market quicker. And also, of course, the results of the pilot were published and made public in the United States. So it gave them first presence and first visibility in this market. And currently, we are in process of signing Solar Gaps startup. This is solar panels. Startup is also present in Spain and several more countries, and the UK and Germany, and targeting like scaling further to United States. We are helping them with fundraising. We work with blended finance, both investment and also grant financing. We help them to find their distributors in Europe and as well in the United States. And I think in 2 months we will see the results. So both of those startups, they are going with us to the United States. And we are open to 8 more startups for our program. We will have a deep tech empowerment program. I will also drop a link. This is free and open for all the startups. And the process is quite straightforward. Before, we need just to discuss your needs. We make sure to call. It could be now or it could be any day later. And then we have agree on tasks, applying, get approval, and then we start work with you like on the weekly calls. So we are looking for new startups and excited to help deep tech.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Elena. We continue now with Tino, representing Revnuu.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Tinotenda Chanakira. I'm the founder and CEO of Revnuu. As an official EIC Business Acceleration Services Partner, University of Basel partner, as well as Swiss Startup Association partner. So as we all know, right, only 10% of deep tech ventures ever make it to commercialization. They could have amazing science, as all my colleagues have stated here, but as breakthroughs. But the technology could be ready, but the commercialization foundation is not. And the gap that kills most ventures is this, right? And at Revnuu, this is exactly the gap we look to cover. Revnuu helps deep tech and life science founders build commercial foundation to raise capital, win customers, and scale. So we offer end-to-end marketing and commercialization services for deep tech and life sciences ventures. So going into our fifth year of business, we are award-winning, and we've worked with over 65 plus deep tech projects globally, be it in Europe, Africa, and North America. Right now, our portfolio of companies under current management has grossed over 500 million, both in investment and in sales, with a 100% focus on deep tech commercialization since our birth. With the European Innovation Council, we have worked to provide an offer which helps companies, which is affordable and helps companies as they're looking to go to market, covering all these things which you need, which is the marketing and communication strategy, marketing entry strategies that generate traction. But not only do we create the strategies, we also own the execution of those strategies, the development of sales collateral, sales training, and tools to close deals. We also offer top-of-the-line digital marketing campaigns to build a robust pipeline. We are also work with some of the global leading PR and media relations companies with high-profile coverage in clinical, business, and trade media. Brand development is something which we work in, which is also covered under this product. Of course, creating messaging that resonates with payers, patients, buyers, or different personas, as well as targeted stakeholder campaigns. For investors, direct-to-consumer campaigns, you name it. I was asked to share one of the case studies of a company which is an EIC beneficiary, and I would like to run to you guys as this as a case study. The great thing about this is that most of the companies we work with, we've also worked with scale-ups, which are multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. But what is our focus and thesis is startups, especially deep tech startups. So this example is Curve, which has a spin-out at ICFO at the Institute of Photonics in Barcelona, developed quantum dot image sensor technology. And the great thing is that they had spent about 10 years in R&D of this, technology, which will revolutionize how computer vision systems work. And there was a lot of investment in it. So they were spinning out to a company, and we were able to meet the founding team, which was great. And we think it's a great case study. So we met as it was just spinning out without any investment. We're able to build a brand identity from inception, create a go-to-market strategy, build full digital presence, also building internal operation materials, as well as the launching and PR campaign. So to date, they have a cohesive brand development, which is preparing them for the next chapter as to be a global leader in semiconductor manufacturing. And they've raised over 30 million euros in non-diluted funding. So those are some of the pillars which we have now built, and now they have a strong brand, which we built together from day one. We are in charge of their marketing, website, events, PR strategy, as well as communication and dissemination of publicly funded grants. I think they have established themselves as one of the top players globally, and we look forward to continuing our collaboration with them. So this is some of the assets, just to give you a glimpse of how we work from a brand architecture, something as simple as defining how a scientific logo, how the brand evolves, to developing a cohesive brand strategy, and then as well as taking scientific white papers and creating a commercial narrative. So when you go to investors or when you're taking to different stakeholders, they're able to understand the application of your technology or your research in the beginning, which helps you to expedite the translation of your science and simplify your complexity, to building a science or engineering-based website which speaks the language of investors or different stakeholders which you're targeting, as well as developing product or evaluation kits which speak on the development of your products if you're speaking to different OEMs, as well as creating corporate videos with a scientific and background. So our end-to-end offering offers a comprehensive offering as a one-stop shop, a science-based marketing department offering top of the line, in terms of project delivery. Just to give you some KPIs of Curve as a case study. Since we launched the website with a dedicated project, they were able to gain from 5,600 visitors to 25 impressions since the launch. Regular news and blogs updated on LinkedIn, on their website, 60,000 impressions over the last 12 months. We've created 3 commercial white papers covering different verticals, which have been able to garner a lot of attention. We've had 1 press release with a computer vision system, as well as corporate promotional video, as well as attended. We have been able to build a roadmap for the events and prepare them for these events. They've been attended 15 to this date, as well as create a talk. We were able to organize a talk where they were able to showcase their solutions at the MIMS and Image Census, one of the top semiconductor conferences in Europe. So we were able to formulate this structure, but not only come up with a strategy, but own the execution of it end to end, leading to where they are now and getting prepared for the next phase of growth. So this is a great example of how we are working. We're also one of the startups which we also worked with. Is coming up, was also awarded Startup Projects University Spin-off Project of the Year last year in Spain at the Santander X Awards, to name a few. So, we are very passionate, like all the other colleagues here, about helping empower science or engineering-backed companies in Europe make it to the next stage of development and commercialization. And, we live, sleep, eat this, and, our growth now is kind of meteoric, and we stand committed to work with the European Innovation Council in helping founders cross this valley, or I say the valley of death, which is commercialization, to make it to market. That's it from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Tino. We continue with the next one, that it's a Star2 Group, represented by Xia Wei.
So good afternoon, everyone. Xia Wei is my name. I'm lead for Star2 Group. We are a startup accelerator based worldwide. Our headquarters is in München, and since 2008, since nearly 2 decades, we are here active in the area of international market entry programs. We are present in over 20 markets. We are leading nowadays every year around about 20 programs for 20 different governmental or corporate clients, and are supporting over 400 startups every year to date. And up to now, we have in total an alumni base of 2,200 startups to date, including very also broad sector demographics. Here we have deep tech startups. We have many EIC beneficiaries in our alumni pool. And also including, I think I heard it also from a partner before, we also recognized, and but we're also very, very pleased to be included in such a distinguished also partner pool here. We also recognized by the Financial Times in the top 3, Europe's top 3 innovation hubs. We are number 2 this year. And yeah, we are happy to be EIC partner since the very first hour. So what do we do with the EIC ACCESS Plus? We actually only provide one single service offer, which is the Start to Accelerate, our main full service internationalization program for product ready startups from tier L7 and above. Here we're including modules that were also discussed in the service portfolios of my previous speakers. Everything related to target market, beachhead market analysis, identifying also the target market access strategy, pricing, branding, competitive landscape. Also for many lives and startups, we also do clinical fit, particularly also for the US market, business model localization. All of these we include in this module. What's important to know is that the scope and price point are not fixed, so you'd have to basically also scan the QR code. So there will be also the first entry point with the EIC ACCESS Plus and the Service Catalogue, and you would have also a scoping consultation with one of our advisors, and we would tailor the package based also on your needs and also on your expansion journey stage. And of course, everything is eligible for the EIC ACCESS Plus co-funding. I think this is evident, 50% for the full price. So to give you a sense of the scope of support which we are giving, we were asked to also bring one of our alumni. It was a bit too short term for that, but we supported over 46 of the EIC beneficiaries to date from our alumni pool, many of whom we supported with our US market programs. Maybe some of you guys already recognize some of the logos. For instance, some of the startups I personally also supported were Live.io, also Constellar, and also the Ineratech, one of the leading hydrogen technology startups. So in this context, we supported them in localizing in validating their deep tech solutions that they developed, and also where they had track record in the German markets. And here, this is something that we can also provide for the wider EIC beneficiary pool. So at Star2, we are also, as the fellow partners here from Civita, also one of the lead of an EIC BAS program, the so-called Global Business Expansion Program. And this is where we are the exclusive partner for the EIC to provide this regularly and periodic programs to overseas innovation hubs. This is a fully funded deep tech focused internationalization program that goes around about 4 months. And that includes a virtual component with group and one-to-one coachings, an 8-week online academy that prepares on the individual target market. And of course, also an on-site mission week that is also included with the particular destination. So basically, this is it. Yeah, for any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Perfect, yeah. So now it's Elisabeth's turn, and she's representing ZEEKS.
So hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Elisabeth Kugler, and I'm presenting ZEEKS. So today we're going to talk about science marketing strategy and content delivery, because it's obviously that people need to know about your work. And you have probably other things to do. You have to develop your company, your business, all of the other things. So science, marketing and communication is probably not the first thing on your mind. But also you actually look for experts that speak your language. And all of us are actually scientists, which makes it very nice because obviously we speak your language and we know how to bridge science and engagement. So what do we do at ZEEKS? We are, like I said, scientists that actually know how to market your work. And we provide strategy, content and training. In the scope of content, we can provide copywriting, illustration, or for example, podcast as a service. Tino very nicely mentioned that they are also a one-stop shop of science marketing, and that's also what we are trying to do, but slightly complementary and slightly different. So it's nice that both of us are here today. But basically what we do is we work globally with a variety of different customers. We try to focus on the sectors of biotechnology, health and medical care, and pharma. But we do work globally with big companies such as Bruker, but also smaller startups such as, for example, EBD or others. What we're really proud of is actually the fact that about 80% of our customers come back and work with us long term, because we've really try to build relationships and work with companies from the ground up, because we know that development takes time and science takes time and building a company does take time. And so we're really trying to build relationships with you as much as we can. In the scope of the EIC, we have 3 different service offers. One of them is business planning, 2 of them fall more into the coaching or mentoring scheme. Today, I just showcase one very quick example that falls into the business planning, again, science marketing strategy-wise and content delivery. And that is one company that is called Epigenica, and they're a fantastic biotech startup from Sweden. And they're not yet in the EIC ecosystem, but they're a very nice brand activation company where I thought it was a nice example for the audience here today. So we really try to work with them on the early stages of how to develop a brand and a scalable brand at that, and how they can really develop strategic messaging within the team and then outside to stakeholders. We provided a lot of guidance, as you can assume, at the very start, and we helped with business planning, but also with the future marketing kind of strategy and implementation. Importantly, we then took it further to not just provide strategy, but also actually helped with the execution. And after a few months, we were able to deliver a 1.8 value return, which means that we delivered an almost doubled the return on investment for them, which is what we always try to achieve for our customers, so that you get more for your money if possible. We would love to talk to you and really help translate your science into engagement and traction. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you very much. We will now continue with the presentation of EIC ACCESS Plus.
Thank you, Christina. So maybe you already heard about ACCESS Plus. So that is a project started in 2024, in August 2024. So we are now the second year. We are approaching to the middle of the second year, and we are projected to finish the project maybe at the end of the year. So the project is the Access Plus projects offer to EIC beneficiaries to access funding support for having let's say more cost to pay when they ask for the support of the services within the EIC Service Catalogue. So what we are our target is to assist beneficiaries like Pathfinder, Transition, Accelerator projects, or even a Seal of Excellence, but also spin-offs. So these are our beneficiaries we can support with Access Plus, and in particular, we are supporting the organization participating in these projects. So the typical organization we are assisting, we are benefiting with the Access Plus the Access Plus financial support are universities, private and public research organization. The majority are SMEs. Or even other the EIC organization. Basically, our financial support is limited to 60,000 euros per beneficiaries and capped to 50% of the cost they pay to the service providers. So what we can do is provide a limited financial support for the cost the EIC beneficiaries have to support for accessing the service catalog. So what they pay, we can provide them with the financial support, and we can cover up to 50% because they are supporting for having these kind of services. So we have all services that been supported by Access Plus can have different thresholds. So for instance, for services within the research package, and I'm referring to the access to infrastructure or prototyping services, we can pay them with the maximum amount up to 60,000 euro. Otherwise, services like business acceleration services, like acceleration, incubation, venture building, business planning, matchmaking, or internationalization services, we can provide them with a financial support up to 30,000 euro. The skill improvement services, and I'm referring to coaching and mentoring and human research and talent services, we can cover these services up to 10,000 euros. And access to fund services, I'm referring to IPR and legal services, due diligence services, and support fundraising services, we can cover these services up to 30,000 euros. So according to the services the EIC beneficiaries is asking for to the service partners, we can have different threshold, different limits, and so we can and these limits are very important for us since we cannot go beyond them. So our target is to fund 180 firms or beneficiaries. And now we have reached the 173 beneficiaries already supported by us, and we are going to funding them. What we do, we can pay up to 50% of the cost of the services. So the most important thing is that the applicants knows very well how to cover the rest of the services. Maybe he can use different sources like private fund or their own fund or other investor that support the cost of the services, or even they can cover the 50% by recurring to national or international public funds, which can support. We can let's say pair what we provide with the Access Plus. So how to apply to Access Plus? There are two ways. One way is through directly with the service catalog, the service catalog. So if you go there, you can see a red button. For each service, there is a red button. When you click there, you are immediately directed to our website. Within our website, you can go to the funding page. In the funding page, there are all the instructions how to apply. So there are the information I have already provided you. There are videos. There are guidelines that support you in the application process. When you apply, and you of course will receive the application. So we collect all these application in court, and we will make an assessment of this application the next week. So 1 week is for collecting the application. The assessment we usually make this assessment within the next week. So let's say within 2 weeks working, 2 weeks, 10 more or less 10 working days, we are able to provide the beneficiaries or the applicants with an answer if the applications be approved or not. And then in case of approval, we will start the process for negotiating with them the agreement. Okay, Christina, you can go on, negotiate with them the financial agreement and also other conditions that we'll ask them to comply with for receiving the fund. So some selection criteria will be used. First of all, we will be we will certify that these beneficiaries come from our EIC awarded project, the Seal of Excellence under Horizon Europe, or maybe also spin-offs that have been generated within the EIC awarded project. So then we will check if the application comes from the European countries, EU countries or associated countries. If the funds that they are providing has not already, they have not received the same funds for the same service for the same amount of cost within other EU incentives or national or international incentives. So we would avoid a double funding for the same activities for the same cost we are supporting. We will check if the grant limit has been achieved. So now we are in the second year. For some beneficiaries already, for some of them, they have already reached the 6,000 euro, and we have received one cases that even though they have reached 6,000 euros, they applied again. So we have been forced to reject this application. The service description, so we'll check the service description if it's in line with the service they are asking for to the service provider, and if the service description is within the service catalog. Then we will see the delivery time of the services. Now there is the whole date here is June 2026, but I can anticipate you that we have received an extension of the project, so the service delivery will be extended up to next September 2026. Then we are revising the open call in our website, and very soon the new call with the new dates will be present. They will be open to everybody. And then the service provider. So we will check if the service provider that the beneficiary has selected is in the catalog. Regarding the payments, this is one of the most important part that many beneficiaries usually ask us, is the payment. We have 2 ways for the payment according to the lump sum, the fund, the financial support that we pay to the beneficiaries. For financial support equal or below 10,000 euro, we make the payment at the end of the service delivery. So in this case, first we sign the financial agreement, then they can start with the services. We wait until the service has been delivered by the service provider. After that, we start the collection of the administrative documents to understand it, to check that the services has been properly delivered, that they have the invoices and some things like that. After the administrative checks, we proceed for the final payment. In case of the amount of the services originate and a financial amount above 10,000 euro, in this case we pay in 2 installments. The first one, we will recognize a pre-financing. After that, the financial agreement signature, and then we proceed for the final payment the same way we have described before. So for a financial support above 10,000 euro, they have two financial procedures. The first one is we pay a pre-financing, and then we'll pay also the last payment when the service has been concluded. Before making the final payment, it's mandatory for any beneficiaries to participate in our survey, to fill in a quality questionnaire that is online. Then after that, when we receive the filled out quality questionnaire, so we can proceed with the final payment. This is me there, Antonio Zangrilli, my colleague Magula Fopoca. So if you would like to ask us news about Access Plus, you can write directly to us using the standard email for the project, but also in the website where it is very updated. So we put there any information, any news that you can directly read from from the website.
I would like now to continue explaining how to apply for these EIC partner services. So the link between the catalog and EIC Access Plus. When you are filtering and using the catalog, you will be navigating the catalog, and once you have found the ideal service, we will ask you information related to the service ID, the category of the service. This is important. You will be able to contact your service provider, ask questions relating the cost, the timeline. Please, in this case for EIC partners, make sure that you include all this information so it's easier for them to apply and to follow up the steps. In each service, you have as well a button that it's linked to the EIC Access Plus website, where you can find all the details that we have presented together with Antonio. And you will be able then address to our EIC Access Plus Community Hub. You will be able to create your profile, or you just log it in for those that already have an account. At this point, I make sure that you have for Seal of Excellence, that you have the certificate, and then I make sure that you are an EIC awardee. If you have to create your profile, it will be very, very short. You will need to create your organization profile, and not just the personal one, the organization as on LinkedIn, and you will be part of our community. And then once you're part of it, you quickly see the application form, and you will be able to download all the documents that we prepare for you, including the Declaration of Honors. Here we have already a community of 900 members, including EIC beneficiaries and also EIC partners. You will receive all our updates in upcoming events, and you can let me know if you want to book a short meeting with me. It's also possible. You have as well the link over there. So the form, it looks like pretty much this one. And we are here at this step. You should have already identified your EIC partner, and then it's quite straightforward. Of course, if you need help, we can try to recommend an EIC partner, suggest at least. Then I highly encourage you to please, if you are an EIC partner, EIC awardee, EN member, if you're attending here, or Seal of Excellence holders, you can join our community. And of course, reach out to me if you have any questions regarding the access to our community hub. So this is my email. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much again for your participation. Have a nice afternoon.